Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Dora Durnovich, Realtor at Coldwell Banker, Hickok & Boardman in the beautiful state of Vermont. Today I wanted to talk about the MLS. What is it? What does that stand for? What does it do? Basically, what does that mean for you as buyers and sellers? The MLS stands for Multiple Listing Service. Now, it's sort of a generic term because there are many MLSs across the country. Some areas have more than one MLS. Some MLSs cover multiple states. They vary in size and how many users they have. But generally, it's a marketing tool for agents to display their listings. Disclaimer, I will talk about our MLS as it relates to my practice of business here in Vermont, but you'll want to confirm some of these details and functions of the MLS with your local agents in your area. Our MLS, for example, is owned by a private company called Prime MLS, so that's sort of what we refer to it as here in Vermont. And it has a board of directors, it has shareholders, which are all the local associations that cover the area for this MLS. And they do follow certain guidelines set by the National Association of Realtors. So we are a NAR affiliated MLS. Some aren't, some are, so there can be that difference as well, and that can sort of create certain rules that we need to stick with. The MLS is a marketing tool. That means that it is basically a way for agents who are representing sellers to input details of their listing, and that displays out to all the people in the area who can see our MLS, so they can find all the details of the property. And basically anything you see on the major websites, which you can probably guess what those are, all the major sites that a lot of people use to search for, they all feed from the MLS. So MLS is like the source of all of those. Like all those other websites don't individually get input by the agents, they feed from the MLS. Now the tricky thing, and sometimes why you see inaccuracies with those websites, is that they are national websites with certain data fields that have to try and match up with each MLS's data fields, and they don't always line up perfectly. So some information can get translated a different way or might be missing. So you really do want to check with your agent, if you have one, to see what the most accurate details are per the MLS. So as I mentioned, it's a tool for agents to use. So we have users, agents and brokerages and other affiliates that use it. And we all pay dues to be part of the MLS. And we have an agreement basically to cooperate with other agents in our area. So if you put your listing into the MLS, one of the agreements you have to follow is that you are allowing other agents in the area to show your listing. And likewise, you can show other agents' listings in the area. So oftentimes people ask me, well, you can show other agents' listings, not just your own, and that's absolutely true. If it's in the MLS, we automatically signed up for a cooperation agreement to do so. Now, how this information can get to you as consumers, besides all those feeds to the major websites, is through direct searches. There is a public-facing MLS website. Or you can go through an agent and they can either send you links to properties or set up a saved search for you with your criteria so that you automatically get email updates when a new listing hits the market that matches your criteria. Now, besides the public-facing MLS webpage, there's also the back end that all of us users have. So we have a login to see the agent side of things, which includes everything that you see, but as well as some extra information that isn't publicized, like maybe notes about showings and what the seller's looking for closing date, any other little details that aren't necessarily relevant to the marketing of the property, but are good to know if you want to show the property or pursue it. The other thing you can get from the MLS are associated documents. So each listing typically will have PDFs uploaded into it, and there's a section in the MLS, both on the agent site and if you have a saved search set up with an agent, where you can view those documents. And those can be the seller property information report or a seller disclosure about the property. It could be surveys, tax bills, the deed, sometimes floor plans, and any other things that might be relevant. Like if it's a condo, there might be some condo docs in there, for example. So whatever is relevant to the property gets put in there so that consumers and agents have access to those. So let's talk about some things that the MLS is not. So the MLS, like I said, is a marketing tool. It's not anything that creates a legally binding contract between a seller and a buyer. So something might be advertised, seller's willing to include this or that, or they're willing to, offer a concession to a buyer for, flooring updates or something like that. But unless you put those things in a legally binding written purchase and sale contract, there is no guarantee that the seller is going to perform to those terms. It is also not a place to advertise anything about commission. Now, we used to include information about that prior to some changes in the industry in 2024, but as of now, the MLS prohibits us from saying anything about commission or concessions that would be used towards commission for your buyer's agent's fees. So you really do need to have your buyer's agent check with the listing agent to see if there is anything being offered out from the seller or the listing agent towards a buyer's agent's compensation. If you have any further questions, absolutely reach out to me. Hopefully I've covered all the basics, but there's a lot of intricacies that go on in real estate, and sometimes it's easier just to have a conversation about them. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to hearing from you.